So Nuno, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
And maybe for people who aren't already familiar with the valley, you can give us a brief introduction. What can people expect when they come see your film?
So the valley is a valley that is on the border between France and Italy. And what happened is that at a certain point, the French government closed the border and started militarizing the border. So all of a sudden, the people that lived in this valley saw that their valley was starting to become full of refugees, were trying to cross the border from Italy to France. And my film follows exactly what happens afterwards. So how these people all of a sudden were in a situation that they couldn't manage, where they were starting to need to help people who were arriving, and they started giving them food, giving them a bit of help, a place to sleep, and the consequences of this on how the state started arresting people, and then they started bringing the state into courts, and it became a huge legal battle. And I followed this story for 2 years, and that's the valley.
And why do you think it would be important to tell this story? Why did you want to put it on the big screen?
So I feel that throughout Europe there are many people, it's a huge political movement of people fighting for refugee rights and fighting for a way that they are welcomed in a dignified manner. And I feel that this is a story that has not been properly told, and I feel that the valley does it. And also on the sense that how the states of Europe are breaking their own laws and violating human rights in mostly every single internal border of Europe. And I wanted this to be clear so that we can create an interesting discussion among ourselves about what the state should or should not do regarding human rights and refugee rights.
And what do you think the power of film is to get people to maybe in the first instance think about things differently, but then maybe after that discuss things and even, promote change? What do you think the power of cinema is to change things?
So, I think we as filmmakers, we have to be modest, and we know that a film will not change something. But there is a lot of people that are working on changing things and fighting for many different causes. We can be a part of this wave and move with these people and help to make these voices be heard and then bring further these messages and these struggles that people are living through. So I think the power is really to join in and become part of the movements.
And how do you see the broader landscape for filmmakers? In the past it has felt like it's quite a niche demographic of people that get to tell stories. Do you think there is more diversity now? People, from around the world, different backgrounds, telling stories, and that can actually give us a more of a broad view on the world?
Yeah, definitely. So I would have never guessed that I would have become a filmmaker. I come from a working class family in a small town of Portugal. So it was not a given thing. I remember the first time that someone told me that you could study cinema. So, and that for sure it's changing as we're becoming broader, technology is evolving, and there is a lot of things that are happening. So my own personal story is a statement for that. That even though until I was 25 I thought it was a job that people couldn't have. I didn't know how you'd get this job. But there are million ways where you can get your voice out there and to do things and to really contribute to your surrounds and through the power of cinema.
And how does it feel to have the film here as part of London Film Festival specifically? With Brexit going on and perhaps a rise in xenophobia, there's been a lot about refugees, and so it's something that probably feels quite relevant, a story to be telling here in the UK particularly.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's not only in London but everywhere. I feel that there is people throughout Europe that is in the same situation as the people of the valley, and they just feel alone, they feel left alone, and they feel that they are not able to express themselves, they doubt themselves, and I feel I'm sure it's the same thing here in the UK. So it's rather than okay, there is the bigger story of the people who are against migration and so on, but the number of people that is actually for it and is wanting things to be better and to work better regarding refugees and people who are coming is much bigger. And a story like this truly communicates that. Hey, look, you're not alone. There is a lot of people that stand for the exact same values as you. And so this doesn't go for the people who are against it. It goes for the vast majority that's for it, and to remind them that, hey, we are a lot of people. it's the biggest or the second biggest political movement in Europe.
Do you think there's any easy answers? Do you think things are going to improve, or?
There are no easy answers, that's for sure. But we can start solving some, and I think this what my film tells is about how the state starts breaking its own law and violating human rights. That's what's happening in the borders of Europe, internal borders of Europe, and the border between France and Italy. And that's already something that we change. Like, it's to tell the state that you are not allowed to break your own law, not allowed to break asylum seekers' law in our name, as you are elected by us. So that's already a start. And then from then we try to solve the more complicated answers.
All right, thank you so much for sharing all that with us, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for your time. Cheers.